First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
A warehouse fire in Norfolk. When the smoke cleared, crews found a man dead. 10 on your side talked to the victim's family. And a local school on lockdown. Why students cleared the building. Plus, how a local Navy ship at sea came to one man's rescue. But first, a deadly fire in Norfolk. A man died inside an industrial cleaning company today.
This was breaking news at midday after 911 calls reported a fire with billowing smoke in the terrific Fabricare company on Campostella Road. That's where we find 10 on your side's Andy Fox. Andy?
Yeah, Stephanie, here's the scene. On the second floor, a somewhat interesting living situation. A tent had been set up where two people were living. Well, a match may have been involved. A cigarette may have been involved. There was a fire. Tonight, one man died.
Just broke down and cried.
That's what Darrell Moore did when he heard his 25-year-old brother Jermaine Moore was dead. Fire investigators confirmed Jermaine Moore died in the second floor of this business, Terrific Fabricare Company. The medical examiner must confirm that as well. Deanna Bland works in the business and stayed upstairs from time to time with Moore in a tent.
Mattress had caught on fire. Jermaine and another woman was trying to put the fire out. They couldn't contain the fire.
Fire investigators confirmed they indeed found what appears to be a tent on the second floor.
The young lady that said that the fire was getting too big for her and Jermaine to put out, she said that once it got too big and she saw it was getting too big, she told him to come on twice. She went downstairs to let the owner of the place know that the upstairs was on fire, but she said when she turned around, my cousin was not with her.
It also appears Jermaine tried to put out the fire.
Maybe he jumped the banister, ran out, or jumped back there somewhere. I'm thinking he's alive. I'm thinking that he ran somewhere because he didn't want to be blamed for the fire. I'm thinking my cousin ran somewhere, so I'm riding around looking for him. And I get that devastated news that my cousin was gone.
By early afternoon, word had spread that Jermaine had died in the fire. His mother, Donna Moore, came when she heard the news.
I was in shock. I kept on asking my cousin what was wrong. She kept crying, and she told me in the house that my son got burned. I was upset, crying.
You can see the orange sticker on the door there. That means that the place has been condemned. Fire investigators continue trying to figure out exactly what caused the fire. They have confirmed the name, Jermaine, and tonight his family grieves. They were here earlier, and Deanna in the report there actually had a seizure out here. Paramedics had to be called, so it's been a very tragic thing out here. And Stephanie and Nicole, coming up tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6, there might be a zoning problem out here, a zoning issue where people were living and this place is not zoned for that. I'll have that part of the story tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6.
Andy Fox live for us there. Breaking news now, Newport News. Crews evacuated part of a Newport News apartment complex after a driver crashed into one of the buildings. This happened just before 4 this afternoon on Antrim Drive. That's near the intersection of Jefferson Avenue and Harpersville Road. The impact caused a gas leak and a balcony to collapse. Virginia Natural Gas is working to repair that leak now. An unattended package sent the bomb squad to Norfolk this morning. Someone found the package next to a vehicle on West 27th Street at around 8 o'clock. Officers determined it was not a threat.
Norfolk Bomb Squad responded and had the techs x-ray the package, and the package was determined to have papers. So there was no harm done to any homes or anyone.
Again, no one was hurt.
Currituck County High School went on lockdown today. Students had to leave that building. Police say someone made a possible bomb threat around 9:30 this morning. Students returned to class a few hours later. Police are investigating.
A 70-year-old York County man is accused of inappropriately kissing a 9-year-old neighbor. Police arrested Franklin Guti on September 19th after an investigation. The child's father reported what happened in August at a home on Chadwick Court.
We are on your side now with the 10 Time Saver traffic alert. VDOT is closing part of Interstate 264 in Virginia Beach for a few hours tomorrow morning. This is going to happen between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Crews will close both the eastbound and westbound lanes between Independence Boulevard and Rosemont Road exits. Crews need to fix the overhead electrical signs that a logging truck hit on Monday. Detours along Virginia Beach Boulevard will be posted. Mark October 11th on your calendar. That is the day that North Carolina transportation leaders hope to reopen Highway 12. Hurricane Irene washed out sections of that road, cutting off Hatteras Island for the rest of the Outer Banks. The crews have been installing a temporary bridge, and they've been working on it for more than a month now. Engineers say that unless the weather gets in the way, they should have the bridge open to traffic by October 11th. That's next Tuesday. The Navy says the crew of the Norfolk-based USS Carr helped rescue a man stranded off the Florida Keys. That man had been adrift for 3 days. His 26-foot boat lost electricity and propulsion and had no working navigation, radio, or signaling systems. The Carr's bridge team spotted him through binoculars. The Carr and the U.S. Coast Guard team rescued that exhausted mariner on Monday. The crew installed a replacement battery, started the engine, and escorted the boat to a nearby safe harbor. This video you're looking at now is the Carr. We shot it as it left for deployment in June.
A White House official says President Obama is planning a bus tour through North Carolina and Virginia to push for his jobs plan. The trip is scheduled for October 17th through the 19th. More details, including the city stops, will be released later. North Carolina and Virginia could be important for his 2012 re-election chances. They're both traditionally Republican states that President Obama won in 2008.
Protesters in your city over corporate greed and social injustice that began 2 weeks ago took on a new face today. 10 on your side's Michelle Franzen tells us union workers joined a major march in Lower Manhattan calling for change.
Hundreds of union members joined the growing numbers of Occupy Wall Street protesters in a march against what they see as corporate greed, government corruption, and a broken economy.
We are the wide swaths of Americans whom have been hurt by the economic crisis, who have been hurt by the political corruption.
There's no protection. No matter who we vote for, nothing happens. No matter if we pay twice on our debt, just try to get ahead, it still doesn't happen. So people feel like they're getting shafted.
That message of social inequality, along with rising unemployment, has struck a chord with some of the nation's largest and most powerful unions.
They're fighting to make sure that the rich, the multi-billionaires pay their fair share. And we believe in that same concept, and that's one of the reasons why we've joined forces.
What started as a grassroots rally in this Lower Manhattan park just over 2 weeks ago has swelled into a nationwide movement. Sympathy protests so far have been held in 50 cities from coast to coast.
And until we actually start coming together and acting out, no one's going to hear. No one's going to know what's really actually going on.
Protesters united in their frustrations and passion.
This is the beginning of the people's revolution.
And determined to keep going now that the movement has become more organized.
It's in its early stages and it has to define itself, but this is the type of thing that helps it define itself.
Protesters say they are prepared to camp out indefinitely, but as their numbers grow, they could outgrow their space, and the city may soon ask demonstrators to find a new headquarters. In Lower Manhattan, Michelle Franzen, 10 on your side.
The civil rights leader, hailed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as one of the nation's most courageous freedom fighters, has died. The Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth died at a Birmingham hospital this morning. Shuttlesworth survived a 1956 bombing, an assault during a 1957 demonstration, and countless arrests in the fight for civil rights. He co-founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Shuttlesworth was 89 years old.
I'll tell you, your side spent the day digging for more information about a Norfolk daycare center after an 18-month-old wandered away from the facility. New at 5:30, we uncover shocking information that could prove the child care center is operating illegally. Find out why it's no longer sponsored by the Larchmont Baptist Church.
And hear the plea from the widow of a fallen Navy SEAL, how you can help the Virginia Beach woman find something very sentimental, her husband's wedding ring.
And take a look at this. These waves appear to be glowing. We'll tell you what's causing them to light up at night.
And a look at temperatures throughout the area. They're basically to the mid-70s exactly where we expected them to be for today. Absolutely gorgeous day throughout the area. What's ahead for tomorrow? Not bad. Little change. We'll tell you about it in a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Livas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Police in Northern California are searching for the suspect that killed 3 co-workers and injured 7 others today. Investigators say 45-year-old Sharif Allman opened fire during an early morning labor meeting at a limestone quarry in Cupertino. Police say the truck driver left that meeting, then came back with a handgun and a rifle. Armed officers are now going door to door in the neighborhood near the quarry. Nearby schools are on lockdown or closed.
Amanda Knox is spending her first full day on American soil in 4 years. She stepped off a plane in Seattle last night and returned home after being locked up in an Italian prison.
I'm really overwhelmed right now. I was looking down from the airplane and it seemed like everything wasn't real.
Knox and her former boyfriend walked out of an Italian courtroom Monday after an appeals court overturned her conviction in the 2007 murder of British exchange student Meredith Kircher. Now 24 years old, Knox says she needs time to transition back to the life she once knew and spend time with her family. Prosecutors in Italy plan to appeal her acquittal. Rudy Geed is serving a 16-year sentence in connection with Kircher's murder.
An eerie sight on the San Diego shore. Take a look at this. Glowing blue waves. Yeah, this is a phenomenon caused by an algae bloom called the red tide, even though it's glowing blue. A chemical reaction in the algae turns the water red during the day, and then it glows in the dark blue at night. Really cool.
A scary scene caught on tape during a restaurant fire in Ohio. 3 firefighters had just gone into this building when there was a backdraft explosion. Luckily, all 3 of them made it out unharmed. No one else was hurt either. The restaurant's been around since the 1930s. Look at those firefighters coming out the front there.
Incredible that they're okay.
Amazing video that they got out okay. The cause of that fire is under investigation.
Wow. Well, little things can add up to big savings. We're on your side with ways to cut your mortgage besides refinancing.
And she lost her husband in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan. Now she's lost his wedding ring. Hear the emotional plea from the widow of a fallen Navy SEAL.
Check, anyone there? Can anyone hear me? Hi, check, Ann McNamara, mic check. Is my shotgun mic on? No. No? Okay. Okay, thanks.
The widow of a Navy SEAL killed in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan in August is making a plea to the public.
Kimberly Vaughn lost her husband Aaron's wedding ring while traveling with family this week. She says the ring is all she has left of him and she won't give up finding it. 10 on your side's Ann McNamara spoke with her on the phone today and joins us now live from Virginia Beach. Ann?
Obviously, Kimberly very upset. She knows she lost it somewhere in Charlotte at the airport. She was on a U.S. Airways flight, and that's kind of when she realized. And here's how it happened. She was wearing the ring, on her thumb because, of course, her husband's finger so much bigger than hers, and she says it just slipped off. Just miles from Little Creek, many Navy SEALs come here to Long Jewelers to make the most important purchase of their lives.
We have people that come in here with wedding rings that are hundreds of years old, that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation.
And in a business all about new beginnings, it was a tragic end to a marriage that left a mark on Catherine Leonard.
For her to have lost his ring at this juncture must be very, very, very hard for her. It would be like losing him again almost.
He is a Navy SEAL, Aaron Vaughn, killed in action in the Chinook helicopter crash in Afghanistan in August. His wife, Kimberly, left behind with their 2 children and their wedding ring.
It was kind of odd and out of the ordinary. For whatever reason, this deployment, on the day that he left, he took it off his hand and he gave it to me. And he just said that there's no way of getting lost if something were to happen, and to just hang on to it and give it back to him when he returns home.
Kimberly wore it every day since she heard the news, but this week she lost it while traveling from Houston, Texas to Washington, D.C.
I was sitting in the airplane and I was holding my daughter and I flipped my hand around and I noticed right then, I was like, oh.
And all she could think of was Aaron.
And I was pretty crushed. I mean, of course, the tears started coming down my face, and you know, you kind of beat yourself up over wearing it. But
the only tangible thing lost, and this is her plea to the public to help.
I'm just hoping there's some good Samaritan out there who doesn't want to, sell it or pawn it or just stick it away in their pocket.
When she gets this ring back, because she's going to get this ring back, she needs to come on down and see us, and we're going to get it onto her finger and keep it on her finger.
A nice offer there from Long Jewelers. They say they'll replace it if she can't find it. Of course, it won't have the same emotional value. Now, this outpouring of support has really been what's helped Kimberly get through all of this, and she wants it to continue. And if you want to see a list of the places she went to, she knows it right down to the gate, the flight number. Go ahead and head to WAVY.com. We're going to post a complete itinerary of where Kimberly went from start to finish, and she hopes that maybe someone along the way there will have found it. Reporting live in Virginia Beach, I'm Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.
Now, in high definition, your Super Dapper 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Another nice day.
Beautiful day.
Even nicer than yesterday.
Yes.
Even nicer, huh?
Yeah, it was even nicer, and we expected it to be even nicer. Mid-70s today. Yesterday was around 70, 71 degrees, so a little warmer today. Very, very comfortable throughout the area. Lots and lots of sunshine. Yesterday, we had a few afternoon clouds, but today, no cloud cover to speak of whatsoever into the area. Take a look at the hurricane season. We have passed the real statistical peak of the hurricane season. That was September 10th. Here we are into early October, and really about mid-October, that's when things sharply drop off. So by October 20th, the chances of us receiving a tropical storm or a hurricane really have dropped off by that point. And by the early November, again, not much of a chance at all. And the thing about it is water's temperature starts cooling off into our part of the world. So if a storm would get this far north, it wouldn't be able to maintain itself very easily because the water is starting to cool off. Here's what's going on with Tropical Storm Philippe. It's starting to make its turn. Here's our cold front from Friday. All this cloud cover into here, it's stalled out across the Bahamas and into the central Atlantic, and that thing is turning everything on northward, and it'll likely continue to turn it northward. Right now, it's basically moving to the northwest, or it should be north now at 6 miles an hour. At the 2 o'clock update, it was moving northwestward. Now it's moving northward at 6 miles an hour, and that's real good news. Where's it going? Well, by tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, could become a Category 1 hurricane, but from there on in, it loses its strength, moves into the North Atlantic, and by Monday, it's way on off, kind of hidden underneath there. But again, it's of no threat to anybody right now. But it is late season storm, obviously an active season all the way up through Philippe. So again, a storm out there likely to become a hurricane, but again, of no threat to anybody. Here's what's going on for us. It's going to be mostly quiet. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of any big changes in the weather. There's a little bit of a wind shift line. You can barely see it with some cloud cover right into here. That'll drop on through our area overnight, and way on down to the south, we'll start to see some cloud cover build up, some rain build up. Not for tomorrow, not for Friday, but really for next Tuesday night and Wednesday. That'll start lifting northward with a real good shot at some rain. But until then, very quiet weather throughout the entire area. Here's what's going on. Again, cloud cover, nope, not seeing it at all into the region, and not likely to see it overnight. There's that wind shift line popping on through by tomorrow morning at 7, flipping our winds over to the northeast. With the breeze coming in off the water, we'll see a few stray clouds, not much more than that, and temperatures will drop on down during the day tomorrow. There's where we are Friday during the morning at the noon hour, and then by the end of the day, again, a northeasterly wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, again, we've got temperatures basically to the mid-70s right now. It'll cool off a little for tomorrow. 71 for Thursday, 71 Friday, and then mid-70s for the weekend. Upper 70s, though, for Columbus Day, and there's that chance of rain on Wednesday.
Beautiful day here and on Sesame Street. A new Muppet is moving into the neighborhood, and she's hungry for more than just cookies. We'll show you to her.
But first, we're on your side helping you save money. Find ways to cut your mortgage payments next.
And new at 5:30, why several banks are being accused of bilking military veterans out of millions of dollars on their mortgages.
Mortgage rates are falling, but other than refinancing that home loan, experts say there are many other ways to cut your payments. Greg McBride is an analyst for Bankrate.com. He says making bi-weekly payments instead of one monthly payment will save you money on interest, and you'll be making 2 extra payments per year. But for those who can't afford that option, he suggests adding a few dollars to every payment.
Or just round up your payment to an even dollar amount, or an even the next $50 or $100. Over the course of decades, it can save you months worth of payments.
Now, if you have high credit card debt, McBride says that should be your first priority. Credit cards have a much higher interest rate than mortgages.
At 10 on your side, Consumer Alert. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is urging parents to anchor furniture and televisions to keep them from tipping over on children. The CPSC reports 245 tip-over related deaths involving children 8 and younger in the last 10 years. The CPSC adds that more than 22,000 children are treated in hospitals every year due to tip-over incidents.
America's most dangerous cities. One state has 2 in the top 5. What cities made Forbes' annual list?
And a family favorite is falling victim to the economy. We'll tell you which Friendly's restaurants are closing. New at 5:30.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thank you.
Forbes released its list of America's most dangerous cities, and Detroit tops the list. It is based on 2010 FBI statistics that looked at 4 types of violent crime: murder, rape, robbery, and assault. The Motor City's high murder rate helped make it the most violent, crime-prone area. Memphis, Tennessee is second, followed by Springfield, Illinois, Flint, Michigan, and Anchorage, Alaska round out the top 5.
Well, Sesame Street, no crime there, is getting a new Muppet. Lily will be introduced Sunday during a primetime special called Growing Hope Against Hunger. Now, Lily there is a 7-year-old who talks to viewers about insecurity over whether her family will have enough to eat. The puppet goes to a pantry for food, and she also volunteers there.